Have you guys ever wanted to make pasta at home, but you're missing tomatoes, oil, or another key ingredient? We're going to resolve all those things with 3 ingredients. You can make a classic Roman pasta dish, pasta alla carbonara. Welcome back to Big Time Eaters. Welcome back to Big Time Recipes. I'm your host, Ezra. Let's talk about the ingredients. We've got eggs, Parmeggiano Regiano, and pecorino Romano, whole peppercorns, black pepper, salt and pepper mills to taste, thick cut bacon. You can also substitute pancetta or guanciale, gnocchi, crispy chicken skins. All right, guys, so first steps, things that we need to talk about are this. This is the key ingredient for making this creamy, luscious, velvety sauce. It's just eggs, but it's using the proper ratio of eggs to pasta. And one thing that I've learned and picked up from a Roman person as a tip, which is where this pasta originates from, is to use twice the amount of yolks as whole eggs. So we've got 6 total eggs, but we're going to do 4 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs. And we'll get those cracked into our bowl. So we're going with the 2 whole eggs first. Then we're going to separate the white from the yolk. And do your best to get just that yolk in there. If there's a tiny bit of white, that's okay. Of course, this is Big Time Eaters, so we're going to put our own BTE spin on things. So for one of those is going to be this cheese mixture here. I've got pecorino Romano. It's a majority, about 60 grams, as well as 30 grams of Parmeggiano Regiano. I do like the mixture of the 2 cheeses. You get that really salty brininess from the sheep's milk cheese and pecorino, and you get the nice funky cheesy notes from the Parm Reg. So we'll go in with the majority of this, and we'll save a little bit for garnish. So I'll save a tiny bit. So we'll say use about 70 grams of our 90 grams total of cheese. Then we're just going to whisk this all together, break up those yolks, and this is going to form into a paste-like substance. So that's about where we want to get. So next step, we're going in with our peppercorns. I've got about 20 whole black peppercorns, and this is a tip that I've taken from another famous Roman pasta dish that we will do on this channel as well, cacio e pepe, and that is blooming our pepper so that that peppery flavor does shine through. You can totally leave this out, but I do like adding it into my pasta carbonara. Probably gonna piss off some Italian people, but that's okay. It's my kitchen, it's my video. If you wanna follow it, you can. If not, you can leave. So just going in on a 5 out of 10. And we're gonna let these bloom for probably about a minute, just so that the aromas start to come out. You'll notice that the peppery sharpness will kind of mellow out. It'll be a little bit sweeter and more better and more tiny. The aromas have bloomed fully right where I want them, and we're just gonna go ahead and dump them out into our mortar and pestle now. You can see our peppercorns have changed color a little bit, and that sharpness has subdued a little bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and crush these up, and then we grind it against the wall of our molcajete. And we'll just go back into our container that was holding our peppercorns. All right, next portion is of course our protein source. And traditionally what is used is guanciale, that is the pork cheek. And also another substitution that's common is pancetta. But here in America, this is the easiest thing we can access, that being good quality smoked bacon, which is going to do the same thing that we need from the guanciale or the pancetta, whatever you decide to use, and that is render a lot of fat, because fat is going to help emulsify our sauce of egg and cheese. So we're going in 5 out of 10 heat on our pan here. Going to drop that in, spread it all out. The other thing I'm going to do to ensure maximum fat render is pour in a little bit of water. That is going to ensure as the water evaporates, we get as much of that fatty goodness out of our bacon. All right, guys, we've crispified the bacon here and rendered all the fat out of it. I set it aside in this little glass here. Now we're going to proceed to some of the final steps. That is cooking our gnocchi. So getting a pot of water going and salt our water. And we don't have to go too crazy with the salt here because the bacon's pretty salty That egg and cheese mixture is pretty salty, so don't want to go overboard with that. And I'm just using some gnocchi that I picked up from the store. Here, you of course, and we probably will at some point, make it on the channel, but feeling lazy this Sunday afternoon, so we're doing one quick substitution and doing the rest of the work. So we got our pot over at a boil now, and we're gonna go ahead and add in our gnocchi. These cook pretty quickly, about 3 minutes. That is another part I love about just using the store-bought stuff, is they cook so quickly. It's just so convenient. So I'm gonna set a timer for about 3 minutes until this gnocchi starts floating. All right, gnocchi are done. They started floating, so we'll go ahead and drain them off a little bit, set them aside. First things first, we're gonna scoop up a little bit of that starchy pasta water, probably about 1.5 cups worth, just for use in case we need it. Can't go wrong with having the starchy water. Then we're gonna put our burner back over at about a 5 out of 10 so that this steam can envelop around our bottom of our bowl here and create what's essentially a double boiler, and we can get our sauce emulsified. So just gonna constantly keep this in motion, almost very similar to how Gordon Ramsay makes his scrambled eggs, where you're kind of just keeping things in motion. But what we're doing is we're tempering our eggs so that when we add in our gnocchi, it doesn't scramble, essentially, right? It has slowly started to loosen up here, so now I'm gonna slowly stream in this bacon fat and constantly keep it moving a little bit at a time. All right, we can see here now our sauce has turned really creamy and thickened up a lot. You can even temp the sauce if you'd like. Right around 160 degrees is where we want it to be. That is where this is at, so we can remove this from the heat. All right, so we got a pan now 14 inches. We're gonna get some butter in our pan here, and we're just gonna brown our gnocchi roughly. Get this in. Then we'll dump our gnocchi in, toss it up, and get a nice color on them. This is just the last extra part. You don't really have to do this. You can, of course, just cook your gnocchi and toss it back into that sauce with your bacon. But I like the little textural difference, as well as the addition of our chicken skin, which is what we'll top this off with. All right, guys, just looking for a little bit of color there. You can go further than this if you want to, but I just want that nice textural bite. Get this into our sauce mixture, where we can then emulsify it into our sauce. And we're looking beautiful. Look at how creamy and luscious that is looking. We can add in our bacon as well. And this is looking a little thick and creamy for me, so I'm gonna just loosen things up a tiny bit with a touch of our starchy pasta water. Look how beautiful and creamy our gnocchi is looking. We got it plated up here into our bowl. As far as final garnish, I just went ahead with a little more of our cheese mixture, our black pepper that we toasted, and chopped up some of those crispy chicken skins. Let's go ahead and get a bite. This is looking absolutely wonderful. It smells amazing in here. Beautiful cheesiness, like little clouds, little pillows, delivering maximum flavor to your taste buds. Check out that bite. Bite for you, and a bite for you, and a bite for me. Let's go. Wow. Every component just works its way in to make a perfectly comforting, creamy, cheesy, salty flavor. This is almost like a perfected mac and cheese. Got to thank the Romans for developing this recipe. It is tasting immaculate. Let's get the dense test.
It's looking amazing. Let's get a bite. Oh yeah. Guys, that right there. Oh, the first thing I noticed, right, it's that pepper. Get that little pepper, that pepper kick, and then instantly you take a bite, right, and it's so soft. The gnocchi is really soft, and it like just melts in your mouth, literally. You already know what I have to do.
It's amazing what you can do with just a few staple ingredients in your household, making the creamiest, cheesiest sauce ever with just eggs and cheese. You don't need any butter, you don't need any cream, and look how luxurious this is. The only thing that is a downside is you do have to eat it pretty quickly, otherwise it solidifies. So I'm gonna need my privacy with this one. Thank you for tuning in for another big time recipe. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, share with your friends and family, share with them this beautiful dish, and give it a try. Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you next time.